Hello, good people. Welcome to this channel. Feel greeted and feel at home. We offer true reflection of stories and true human life content. Kindly drop your comments and subscribe. Remember, your opinion gives us strength. The employee mistreated by his bosses. The employee mistreated by his bosses. It happened that a couple lived in a city and they were so rich. They were so rich. They had everything they needed in life. They lived with an employee, the employee who came from such a precarious family, from a very poor background, but he was a very dedicated and hardworking. He was very dedicated and hardworking. The couple, despite being so rich, unfortunately, did not have a good look at their own house employee. The employee did everything, absolutely everything for them, but they treated him as badly as if he were not a human being. The employee could not eat while the boss are eating, including the house dog. He should not serve, but to eat from the rest of the couple's table. He could not serve, but to eat from the rest of the couple's table. The couple always insulted him, beat him up so much. However, the young employee was very persevering in his job and continued to live with them, enduring all kinds of mistreatment that came from his bosses. For him, the most important thing was to have his salary paid, and he used this salary to help his family. But inside of him, he was so hurt by the couple. Inside of him, he was so hurt by the couple. One day, the couple decided to book a trip. The intention of the trip was simply to go somewhere to relax, a new environment outside their own residence. And the two decided to agree and did so. During the trip, the couple and the dog were in the front cabin, and the employee was at the back. Every rain that comes was beating him. He was suffering even from the cold because he was out. They started the journey from a long distance, but at one point they stopped to eat something, and it was the young employee serving them as much as serving the dog. But on this day, the couple gave nothing to the job man. The employee could not eat during that journey. Not even the rest. Anyway, after that, the trip continued normally. It is Unfortunately, after a long distance, the boss who drove the car got out of the way due to sleep, and so the car turned, causing a terrible accident. That's when the man and wife lost their lives. The employee and the dog survived without any injuries. The police immediately appeared at the scene of the accident and started asking the young employee questions. The policeman first introduced himself and said the following: "Young man, I am so sorry for your loss. But please tell us, how did that happen?" The young man looked at the policeman and pointed at the dog. But the policeman could not understand. He decided to insist on the question. "Young man, I said I am so sorry for what happened, but we need to know some details. Please tell us, what happened? How did it happen?" The young man looked at the policeman once again and pointed at the dog. But the policeman could not understand once again. Patiently, the policeman decided to insist on the question. And finally, the young man said, "Ask the dog. He was with them there, and I was back here." What? So what he really meant is that the dog was with them in front cabin and he was outside, and the dog is the one who knows what really happened. After these words, he shut up forever. He did not say anything. My good people, not all of us have the same opportunities in life. Not all of us have the same opportunities in life. So, let's thank God for what we are. Be worthy and worthy of our positions. Nobody knows about tomorrow. That God is always our best model of life. Let's try to take a lesson from this great story. The story that tells us how badly this man was mistreated. A man that could serve them, and a man that could do absolutely everything for them, but was badly mistreated. He could not even eat from the food that he cooked himself for the bosses. He had to wait until the bosses finish the food, then he can go and pick the rest. The bosses are enjoying. The dog, imagine, the dog is also enjoying. The dog had more rights than him. Just see how human being can be. How human being can treat one another. Now, after you have listened to this story, could you judge these young men that do not provide information to the policeman? Can we condemn this young man that kept quiet instead of saying what really happened? If you think yes, you leave your comment. If you think no, you also give your comments. And please remember, nobody knows about tomorrow. God is always our best model of life. God is always our best model of life. Let's try to live according to His rule. Let's try to follow His step. Let's try to love one another. Let us show a kindness. Let us show this closeness. Let us remember that we are human beings and we need each other. Yes, no matter how rich you are and no matter how poor you are, the rich has something to receive. The poor has something to offer. Take this as the great lesson of this story. I repeat, the rich has something to receive. The poor has something to offer in life. So we cannot say that the poor is so miserable and has nothing to offer. That is wrong. We cannot say that the rich, he has everything in life and there is nothing that he can receive from a poor man. My dear brothers and sisters, that one is wrong. There is always a room for giving and a room for receiving. There is always a room for giving and a room for receiving. So thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to leave your comment, give your suggestion. Thank you.